Well, that was a warm welcome. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
This makes me think I should come to Salt Lake City all the time. It's lovely to meet you all. It's lovely to be screamed at by all of you. It was funny watching that little sizzle reel, they call it. I don't know why it's a sizzle, but it is. They were using a lot of footage from like season 4, when Castiel's vessel was still quite youthful. If you watch carefully, as we get towards season 15, season 14, the once youthful and vibrant Castiel, whose eyes often glowed and zappy things came out of his hand, he no longer can really do much. He gets beat up by humans, and if you watch in any of the wide shots, he also has a bit of a limp because his hips are bad. But you know, whatever. It's nice to be in a room full of people, even if everyone has a mask on, except for me, which means I'm setting a really bad example.
It's okay, you're distanced.
I am socially distanced. Yeah, that's true. There's a 6-foot buffer here, and no one is rushing the stage, sadly. I walked out, I was like, this is what it feels like to be a rock star, except for people actually rush the stage. No, I'm not encouraging you to rush the stage. But thank you for your gameness. Okay, what can I tell you? Hi. Tell a joke? Okay, this is a little bit off color, so. So this guy opens the door to his yard from the front door of his house, and he sees a snail on the stoop, and he picks it up, and he throws it into the lawn. 2 years later, he hears a knock at the door. He opens the door, and it's the same snail. And the snail says, "Hey, what was that all about?" Aren't you glad you got here early? Isn't it well worth it? I miss my co-stars from Supernatural very much. We, over the course of working on that show, we really became a family away from family. We worked long hours, we traveled together for conventions. We were around each other sometimes 80 hours a week, more than we were seeing our families. We were seeing our Supernatural family. And it's been an interesting, I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but it's been an interesting additional challenge in the pandemic. You know, the show ended, and then the convention circuit stopped, and we lost that little group of people that was really important to us for a time. And that's been actually quite hard. And coming back here and seeing all of your faces just gives me, it actually spurs me on a bit. It makes me feel like, oh, maybe it's not all gone yet. Maybe we can get it back. So, thank you. Thank you for that boost. I'm going to, I'm tired of listening to my own voice, so I'm going to ask someone else to, you're pointing, oh, there's a microphone. Now's your chance to rush the stage. Oh no, this is orderly. How does this work? Who engineered this incredible marvel of social group behavior? I see there's reserved chairs for people who have questions. Wait a minute. How did this happen? Did you get here early to get into that chair, or did you pay somebody for that?
I paid
Is there bribery involved here?
Yes, I paid Dan Ford to let me be right here.
Okay. What did you say? You're not allowed to say anything. You're not in one of these blue question seats. Silence that man. So presumably, it's the chair that you got up out of, it says reserved for questions, chair number 2. Is that correct? You can nod if that's right. Okay, incorrect. Man just sat back in that chair. Where the hell did you come from? What is happening? Who are they? Nobody's gonna tell me anything, it's just screaming. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how it works, okay? You have now, can you please be quiet over there? You apparently have walked from over there on the other side of the room up to the microphone. You have a stuffed animal that's a piece of pie, and you're just staring at me, saying nothing. So we're making almost no headway here. How do I get her to talk?
Let her ask her question.
Hey, you're not allowed to speak. Is anyone an elementary school teacher? Can someone help me? Lots of them. You are, sir? What do I do here? How do I get the class to be quiet and behave? Oh, you teach PE. Yeah, real convenient. Okay, what's happening?
Well, hello there. I'm the one and only Erica with my pie.
Hi, Erica, with your pie?
So, my question is,
That's probably true, by the way. There is likely another Erica in this room, but your pants are falling down. Just, luckily it's only me facing in this direction, but there's a bit of plumber's crack there. I don't think that there's another Erica in the room that's holding an enormous pie plushie. Am I right? Yes. So you are the one and only. Are you going to ask a question?
so my question is, 15 years of Supernatural, and you guys are one big family. What was, their favorite fun moment with the Supernatural family? Just think.
We did have fun. We did stupid things together. For some reason, we would have wrestling matches and injure one another. At conventions, after a convention, we would sometimes go up to, Jared or Jensen's room and move the coffee table and fight. Jared and I don't know why I'm telling this story. Filter, Misha, filter, apply a filter. Jared and I were having an argument one night about politics, and it got to a little push on the shoulder kind of moment. And it was all in good fun. But then we kept talking about politics while wrestling, and so very like calm timbre in our voice as we were discussing various different, I'm not going to tell you the specifics of the conversation, but I was right. And I didn't know this, but like 2 years later, Jensen was like, come here. He had made a video of it. And it was absolutely hilarious. Then when we got back, I remember when we got back to work, the makeup artist was like, Jared, what the hell happened to you? And I was like, oh shit, sorry man. He had like rug burn all over his face. And I was like, if it makes you feel any better, I can't really bend my right arm. Like, something happened to my elbow. So that is actually an example of not fun. I will tell you that we did have we laughed a lot on set. And that was part of that was part of the glue that held us together. Unfortunately for Warner Brothers, that meant that they had to pay, over the years, probably 7 figures in overtime to the crew because we were just fucking around. I noticed I just swore quickly, as if maybe that would make it okay. Like, I just slip it in real quick. Yeah, I mean, I can give you a for instance of laughing. I guess now that I'm reflecting on it, a lot of the laughing was at my expense. And maybe it wasn't so great. We were smack dab in the middle of season something. I have no recollection. It was an episode called, I used to know this, My Bloody Valentine. And we're in the coroner's office, and Jared and Jensen are on one side of the coroner's table, the stainless steel coroner's table. We're only gonna have time for one question today. I'm sorry. They're on the other side of the coroner's table, and there are human hearts in a dish there, and I approach the table, and I say my line, which is something, Cass' line, I don't know what it was. There are these hearts here. And I walk up to the table, and I'm talking to Jared and Jensen in the scene, and we're rolling, the cameras are on me, which means the cameras can't see Jared and Jensen, and the director can't see what they're doing, and Jared, of course, had picked up a broom and was fondling this area under the table during my scene. And I was trying so hard not to laugh. But that's one of the things that gets me. Makes me laugh when somebody tickles my business with a broom. And I kept laughing, and the director's in the other room watching on the monitors, not seeing what's happening. It's Friday night, everyone wants to go home, and he's like, come on, Misha, pull it together. And I'm like, but that's not fair. There's a broom in my crotch. And so we did another take. This time the first AD removed the broom from Jared as if he were a child in a PE class. And then Jared just started making absurd faces at me, like, I don't know if you've seen that expression on Jared's face, but it's quite alarming when you're trying to do a scene. And I'd be like, there's hearts on the table. And then the director yelled at me again, and then finally Jensen was like, he's a stand-up friend, and he said, Misha, just don't even look at him, just say the line to me. And I was like, oh, thank you. Do another take, there's hearts on the table. And Jensen goes, hopeless. It was hopeless. Okay, I think you've asked enough questions. Thank you. Bye, Erica. Hi, you're next.
Hello, my name's Brittany, and so my question is, some of the Supernatural cast actually has animal nicknames. What animal do you think you're like and why?
Well, we have a moose, a squirrel, is that what you're referring to? I think it would be fitting for me to be Catstiel, because it just works. What are the other animals? That's it, right? There was a meme of me as a hamster? That's not great. Couldn't it have been like a white tiger or something like that? I guess a unicorn would be nice. Magical. Not real, but fine. Sorry if anyone thought that they were real and I just spoiled it. My kids still believe there are children in here. Yes, good. Misha, stop talking. Oh my God, I almost ruined so many holidays in one moment for so many people. There's that filter problem again. Okay, thank you, Brittany. It's nice talking to you. We had some serious problems in our house recently. The tooth fairy had, she completely lost the thread because of COVID, and I guess she was totally overworked. Luckily, Mason has been very forgiving about it. My daughter, she's like, Dad, it's really hard. Think of all of the extra precautions she has to go through. That totally explains why she didn't make it last night, and the tooth's still there, and there's no money under the pillow. But still, she's got to measure up, Mason, and I'll give her a stern talking to her when I see her next. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. In the next little bit, when you're comfortable, could you give us a hey ass butt?
Oh yeah!
I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable enough to do that. Hey ass butt. I've been, is he not exactly in the right spot? You're adjusting him no, sir, we need you 1 centimeter to the left, please. That was an inch.
Sorry.
So.
My question is actually story-based.
You have a story question? Okay.
In 11 years, is there ever a plot line, a storyline, a character arc or flaw that you would have liked to dive in more with your character or in the storyline? Is there something that meant something to you that you would have liked the showrunners to take a little further?
Yes. I think that there should have been a little bit long. I think we should have taken a little bit longer with Castiel becoming human and actually exploring that. I think that it would have been lovely to do more with Claire, Castiel's biological daughter. I suspect that the writers and producers would have, this is pure conjecture on my part, but I suspect they would have liked to do that, but she sort of selfishly, Catherine Newton went on to become a big movie star. And that, I think, probably rendered her not terribly available for our little show. But who does that, you know? I would never have done that unless someone asked me to. And I think it would have been nice to have just a few scenes peppered throughout, maybe even, I don't know, something we probably could have done almost every episode. Just a moment where Sam and Dean just sit back and reflect oh, we'd be totally screwed if it weren't for Cass. Cass has saved our ass over and over and over again. Didn't feel like the show did enough of that. Yeah.
We love you.
Thank you. You know, when you're shouting out, I love you, you're amazing, I'm not gonna make you not talk. That's fine. That kind of heckling is fine. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. My name is Mariah, and my question for you is, what is the worst injury you've accidentally gotten on set?
The worst injury that I've sustained on set?
Yes.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't remember being badly injured on set. I will tell you that I have, on a few occasions in my career, said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I can do that. I can do that stunt, or I can do that, gag. We don't need someone else to do it." I did it. The first time I did that was when I was working on this movie that was not very good. Not Stonehenge Apocalypse. That's an amazing film. Shame on you for saying that. It's called Finding Home, and I was a lobster fisherman, and there was this antique boat that I was supposed to be captaining, and they brought somebody in from the Coast Guard because I was supposed to pull up next to these rocks and talk to the woman on the shore from the boat. And I was like, I'm sure I can do that, guys. We don't need the Coast Guard guy to drive, I'll just drive. And so I don't think it's even called driving. I'd never driven a boat before, and I totaled the boat on the rocks, very expensive, beautiful antique boat was just smashed against the rocks. So I did that, and then the next year I was working on 24, and having learned my lesson, they put my character on 24, Alexis Dresden, was introduced as this ominous bad guy in this the closing sequence of my first episode. It was close up, music. This guy is really gonna screw stuff up for everybody. And then I'm in my brand new super fancy Jaguar, and I'm I have to drive down a loading dock ramp, and they're like, so we'll do the close up on your face, Misha, and then we'll do cue scary music, and then we'll swap out and have the stunt driver go down the loading dock ramp because it's a little narrow. And I was like, guys, I got this. And cut to a few minutes later with the entire exhaust system sitting on the ground, having ripped the undercarriage of this brand new Jaguar out. And it's my first day on set, and I'm like, so anyway, I'm gonna go back to my trailer, and so that isn't so much. We broke a lot of things, is what I'm trying to say. We didn't injure ourselves that often. My car, Castiel's car, we called it the Pimp Mobile on the show. It had these, we never really used it, I don't think, on camera, but it had these hydraulics. So it was one of those cars that could actually bounce up and down, and if you toggled the switches, it would bounce up and down. And the guy that owned the car that we were renting it from was like, please don't play with those switches, because his system is very expensive and it's very sensitive. And so me and Jared were in the car, and we were playing with the switches, and it was jumping, and it was super cool, and it cost $10,000 to fix. Well, we don't have to pay for it, because we're actors and we can get away with anything. It's amazing. It's such a great job. Jared, in season 4, he was still a puppy. And you know how puppies will tear up all of the newspapers and rip, the curtains when you're away? Well, that's what Jared was like. The minute he would walk onto set, he would just grab something off the set deck wall and throw it and watch it break. And it was just he had no impulse control. He was just I want to break something, and he would. And everyone would say, nothing. Because he's an actor and he can do whatever he wants. Now that I talk about it, it really is a dream job. I didn't really answer your question, but I tried. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather. And
Hi, Heather.
my question is, what do you like most about Castiel as a character?
I like most about Castiel that he always tries to do his best. And I think that's instructive for all of us. He also was reasonably good at forgiving himself when he messed up and forging on. Castiel made the wrong decisions many times in his life on Supernatural, but he always did his best and always tried to do the right thing. And I want to be like that, you know? I'm momentarily going to invite someone else to join me who can corroborate some of my stories about what a monster Jared was. But before my dear friend Tim comes up here, I'm going to have an interstitial moment of shameless self-promotion. I have a book that you can order. It's a book of poetry.
Yes.
And the good news is that means it's short. And it was a labor of love. It took me about 20 years to write. And if you would be so kind as to order a copy, it would help. What? Order 10 copies. It would really help my fragile ego a lot. And it's called, I should tell you the title. That's right. Thank you for that help. It's called Some Things I Still Can't Tell You. Isn't that alluring? Okay, that's all. I just didn't want to have to do that in front of Tim because it would be embarrassing.
Surprise party? What? I was kind of expecting a nice welcome, so I'm a little shocked. Hey guys and gals. You know, when they asked me to come to this convention, I said, I have one demand. I will only do a panel if I'm introduced by the most handsome, charming member of the Supernatural cast. And yet they got me Misha.
Unfortunately, Jensen was not available. So nice to be here with you. It's so nice, Tim. Hi, Tim. Nice to meet you.
Hey, guys.
Isn't this astonishing? Look at all these people.
A lot of good-looking people out there. I'm going to have a seat, I think.
Do you want to sit on the... We could both cozy up on the couch. What do you think of that?
Yeah. And I will obey the restraining order. Thank you for waiving it for this. I appreciate it. I'm so excited. I'm sweating.
Well, that went well. Hi, everybody.
So, Timothy, I'm going to ask you one question, and then I'm going to do what we do here in Utah, and I'm going to unleash heck. So, one of the things I I love about you, you're so talented, but one of the things that you have is a gift from God, and it is that glorious, glorious beard.
Yeah. What, this whole thing?
Now, when did you realize, because I'm super jealous, this is pathetic, but when did you realize that not only is it just something you like to do, but became an actual asset to your God-given talent?
I was one of those kids, like, I could start growing a beard in high school. In fact, Richard Speight used to say that, because Rich and I went to college together, and he would say, I could just walk in the hallway and go, and my beard would come out. So in college, I did a lot of different theater, and I started just growing a different facial hair for every character. And one day I was walking down the hallway, and one of my directors said, "Oh, so your character's coming in." I was like, "You son of a no!" Oh wait, I can actually use this. So yeah, pretty early on, I realized I can mold this sucker to anything I need for various.
It's magnificent. I'm like, that man should have been in the Civil War.
Thank you. Now my wife doesn't like it when I go a little too hobo chic. So recently she just held me down and sheared me a little bit. So it's not quite as magnificent as it used to be, but
I'm picturing it like a sheep shearing when you describe that, where the farmer actually like wrestles the legs and really pins you down.
it's not that different.
Yeah.
Well, we'll unleash heck in this lovely lady. Go ahead.
Hi.
Step right up.
This is going great. What's your name?
I'm Beeline.
Beeline. I love that. Thank you for dressing so appropriately. Is she allowed to take her mask off?
To ask the question, yes.
Would you be willing to take your mask off just so we can see your face when you talk?
And there you go.
Oh, speed up, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you?
Very good. And you?
Good.
My question is, when you first started Gish, this international just explosion of support, did you ever think it was going to get as globally international amazing as it has?
Well, I love all of your adjectives. For those of you who don't know, I don't know if you know, I do this thing called Gish, which I'm aware. It stands for, because I like hyperbole, it stands for Greatest International Scavenger Hunt. So when I started it, it had a longer acronym for several years. It was Gish-Wez, because I thought that it would flow trippingly, as they say, off the tongue. And that standard for Greatest International Scavenger Hunt the world has ever seen. And then I dialed it back a little bit. So I think the fact that I named it that probably indicated that I was sufficiently full of myself at the outset to think that it was going to be global and international. And it's in we do it in 100 countries now. And like, heads of state have participated, and federal agencies have asked us to please stop. Which is so great. When NASA tweeted on the official Twitter feed, like, please leave our astronauts alone. We appreciate whatever it is you're trying to do with this Gish thing, but please leave our astronauts alone. They're trying to do some serious work there. It was like, that really legitimized us. And then the next year, I wrote another item for the hunt, which said last year, NASA told us to leave their astronauts alone. I know they've been kicking themselves for that rash decision all year. Get NASA to write Gish-Whiz in space. And NASA was like, oh my God, he's not gonna go away. And so they tweeted something that year officially naming a mountain on Mars Gish-Whiz. It was pretty great.
What a lot of you don't know is before it was going to be called Gish, they couldn't figure out the acronym for Misha's an awesome international humanitarian. So they went with Gish instead because it was a little more ringy.
Yeah, we have done some actual good charitable stuff with Gish too. But I'm sorry for all of the pain and suffering that it's caused you as a participant over the years.
And it was pretty awesome when a friend of mine showed up to my house one day and asked me to be on his winning team. I think the category was photograph a celebrity with their dog. that most looks, or something like most looks like, their dog most looks like the celebrity. So it was my dog Lucy and me, they put a little beard on Lucy and a crown on her. It's one of my I have the picture. So anyway, his team won that one.
That's amazing.
Deservedly so. Deservedly so.
So thank you for letting me be part of that, Misha.
Step right up.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam.
I hate to leave you out of this one, Tim, because big fan as well, but I have a question kind of directed more toward Castiel, and I'd love to hear the answer directly from him, but if not, that's fine.
It's like you're really being painted out of this question at the outset, Tim. It's like,
And she's
please,
zoomed in.
please do not intervene in this question, Tim.
And she has zoomed in the camera, so it's just you and a shoulder.
Sorry about that. But a lot of us fans were really disappointed that Castiel wasn't in the finale, and so as part of, maybe just to get some closure, because we know that Jack brought him back from the empty to help rebuild heaven, but we don't really know where he is now, and sorry, I guess my question is Cass happy where he is?
Tim, do you want to field this one?
I think I'll take this one. First of all, Sam, relax, honey, you're awesome. Yes, he is happy, and I'll tell you why. Because he was such a good, positive character, he has to be happy, because he earned that karma. That's my, that's my humble opinion. Let me hand it over to the guy who actually played the character.
I think that's a lovely answer, and
Just came up with that.
it was really, really well written. Yeah. I think that Castiel, you know, the fact that the Empty came and took Castiel when he made his declaration to Dean, his declaration of love to Dean, that I think told us that Cass really was happy. The curse that had been cast against him was, if he's ever truly happy, the Empty will come and take him away. And the Empty came and took him away, which means that he was truly happy. So that being able to express that actually did, I think, bring him happiness. And I think it was so seminal. My sense is that it was so seminal that it had lasting power for him. You know, just in the saying it, just in being, rather than in having. I think a lot of you know, the question is probably coming from the fact that Cass is presumably somewhat alone, right? But Cass made the statement that he didn't have to have in order to be happy, right? So I'm gonna go with yes, he is happy.
So basically my answer.
Yeah, but much less articulate
We could've
and much
saved him 10
more
minutes.
long-winded, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What he said.
He was workshopping it, you had the final say. Just it was wrong order, that's all. Our next question.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne.
Step up, so we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne, and this is for both of you. I was wondering, what was your favorite episode to film and why?
Favorite episode and why?
You go first.
Okay. My favorite episode to film, I don't know. I really did enjoy, it's hard. I think I'm conflating what my favorite episode to watch with what my favorite episode to film was, but the French Mistake, where we completely broke the fourth wall, and Sam and Dean were cast into a parallel universe where they were on a TV show called Supernatural. And they were the characters, Sam and Dean, played by the actors, Jared and Jensen, and I was the actor, Misha Collins. That was pretty thrilling, and made me proud to be a part of the show. One of the things that I loved about the show was the way in which there were a lot of episodes that just felt like sort of cookie cutter supernatural episodes that were more or less just following a template and frankly weren't that interesting. But we did a lot of episodes that really broke the mold where the writers were doing something completely out of the box, and that episode was, I think, the pinnacle of that. And I was like, I am really proud to be a part of this show right now. When that script first came out, I had, my dialogue, I sent a note back to Ben Edlund, who was the writer of that script. He's a genius. And I said, can you make the Misha character more douchey? Like, can you make him the quintessential douchey actor? And the revisions came back, and I felt like they didn't push it quite far enough. And so I added in a few things, like when my hair was getting fixed by the hair and makeup person, and I just pushed her away. Like she wasn't even a human. And when the PA said to me on set, like, "Good night, Misha," I just ignored him. And I was like just this self-important sort of douchey actor. And my manager watched that episode when it aired, and he said, "Misha, it was so nice to finally see you just getting to play yourself."
The same answer. Actually, I'll give you a hint. Spoiler, it's going to be one of the 2 episodes that featured Kane. So I'm going to go first with Executioner's Son. I think it was my 2nd episode. Mostly because that epic freaking fight scene I got to do with Jensen. Yeah. Because we rehearsed that scene for 2 days, and Jensen is so incredibly good at that stuff that we used actually no stunt people were hurt or harmed in the making of that scene. And this came out okay.
Yeah.
So that was probably my favorite episode.
Well, unfortunately we're out of time, but my favorite episode is also Executioner. It's when you dismissed Castiel like a rag doll into a barn. I love that scene.
That was one of the other reasons.
That was fantastic. But ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Misha Collins and Timothy Omundson.
Please give usual applause for Misha and Timothy.
Can you tell we don't want to leave?
Hey, it's not customary to pick up the microphone after we've said goodbye, but thank you all so much. Really love being here with you.
Let's give them a real treat. Everybody, turn your lights on your cell phones. Everybody, line it up for stars so they can see us.
So, Ken, this is only my 2nd convention back since my brain tried to come with a stroke. So thank you all for being so incredibly lovely and I gotta say, everybody's yelling at me. To say the support of the supernatural community in general has been so instrumental in my recovery. So the love I feel is really intense and constant. So again, thank you, and thank you, Misha, my friend, for helping me out here today.
Tim, it's just like warms my heart so much to see you here. I love you, buddy.
One more time, guys. Give me a huge round of applause, everybody.